Hello and welcome back. It's hell out there, right? I don't know how long this location will be safe, but it doesn't look like the super destroyers are active in this area, so we should have some time. Have a seat, rest while you can. I got a story or two in mind. Just remember, in the morning, the front is moving. So are we. Starship Troopers told a very similar story compared to its original plot in terms of its form. Through subtle and not so subtle storytelling methods, the film shoves a horrendous reminder of the constant waste of human life in war, and how our glorification of it sure as hell isn't saving any lives, yet still makes it a weird, "ooh raw to ashes, kill all the scary bugs" kind of fun film. It's what I consider to be a good movie, but I did get to watch it when I was like 14, so your experiences may vary. Now, why do I bring this up? Well, it's because Helldivers is Starship Troopers, obviously. But I mean it, not just on a gameplay, visual style, or even narrative level, but in how it tells that story, which is that it doesn't really. It goes all in on the setting and the undertones. Helldivers is a masterclass in world building and just nails its design every single time. Everything in this lovely little data package serves to immerse you fully in this strange world and experience. Every weapon description, piece of lore left on the field, spoken line of dialogue, and square inch of your ship has its story to tell. And they all work together. So I don't know if you quite get what I'm getting at here, but this game, which is at its core a dumb fun co-op bug horde shooter, never once pulled me out of its setting.
Okay, hold on. I think we're talking too much, and it's been a bit much, so you guys want to take a break? Let's take a break.
What was that? Oh yeah, the story. But where to start? Well, each mission in this game is randomly generated, and your experience will somewhat vary compared to other players. We all start here, at the bottom, as a recruit who's undergone basic boot camp and is undergoing the test to become a Helldiver. I love this tutorial. As someone who has read maybe one too many military sci-fi novels, it is perfect in its execution. Landing on the surface of Mars, you, for the first and last time in this game, are dropped off by a shuttle. As your training buddy wishes you luck, you step out into the blinding lights and are very efficiently taught how much this game will hold your hand. You, of course, have to go to the actual training compound, but how to navigate there is up to you at the start. You can listen to what the radio guide tells you and pull up your minimap and manually mark the location, which I highly recommend you get used to for the sake of teamwork. Or you can simply look with your own two eyes and see the welcome sign and just follow that, go to the right, which I also recommend since many of the sub-objectives and points of interest are obviously marked by lights and buildings, but can easily be ignored by someone with their eyes glued to a minimap. Here you meet General Brash, the true north that guides every Helldiver, the trainer in charge, the man for the job, you know who he is. You are guided through a general fitness test, followed by a less general fitness test, and, well, a gun line. I recommend you keep your head down. You learn to use stims to heal, then you face your sworn enemy. You demonstrate your ability to fire your weapon, then use grenades intermittently to take out high-value targets and stop enemy advances. Through your flawless execution of by-the-book Super Earth standard fighting, you call in support from a local super destroyer both for personal munitions and less personal munitions. And after experiencing the loss of a dear friend... Hold on,
Editor's note. Sorry guys, he's crying again. Shouldn't be too long. He does this fairly frequently.
Anyway, at the end, after you avenge your fallen ally and bring death to those bug bastards, you cross that line, become a hero. You become a Helldiver. Nice and tight. Can be done very quickly. Makes you feel like the main character. Phenomenal tutorial. But wait, I feel like I might have missed a couple of things. Alright, keep this quiet, but I might have left out a couple of details. And by that, I mean I have a report here from a, quotes, captured, quotes, assumed bot spy. The early part of the test was easily passable, so I looked around a little. After passing the vaulting part of the physical test, I noticed a couple of streaks of what appeared to be blood. Sure enough, just outside a locked gate, there was body bags. I was terrified, but I knew my duty, so I carried on for Super Earth. And what I saw was an execution, a message. We say crawl, you crawl. If you don't, you die. Simple as that. I kept my head down and gritted my teeth as I crawled past the remains of the poor soul that didn't quite get the message. After this, well, was a computer that fucking stabbed me in the chest. Sure, the stim fixed me up, but what the actual hell? After this, once they put a gun in my hands, I did feel a bit better. Killing a bug or two wasn't hard, especially since they were cordoned off like fish in a barrel. But when I saw the cages of squirming, chittering bugs held just beyond my test area, reeking of old waste and pitifully trying to escape from their cages, it was grotesque. But there was a job to be done, so I killed. Then moved on. By this point, I was on the edge, and when I opened a door and saw a figure, I shot first. It was the cutout of a human, of another Helldiver. I thought I was toast. I thought they were gonna ship me home without any medals or anything. But then, General Brash didn't criticize me. Instead,
Man down! Don't sweat it, soldier. Friendly fire is just an unavoidable fact of life. Nothing at all you can do to prevent it.
I don't know what to think anymore. I imagined for a moment getting gunned down by a fellow diver out in the field, and it meaning nothing. Literally nothing. Not just to the upper brass, but my own brothers in arms. But in the end, I figured it out. My cape was there, but what was this contract? I realized too late that crossing that line meant signing my life away, with no hope of coming back. But I had nowhere else to go, so I took the cape and decided I would just have to survive no matter how bad the odds were. And I saw it. The rocket I would take to my new post on the super destroyer, the Wings of Starlight. What a stupid fucking name. And I saw the hundreds of other recruits going to the same ship. A ship that can only launch up to 4 divers at a time. I leave this record here, but know that I ran out to the dunes of Mars in hopes of getting away. I doubt I'll make it, but if anyone else finds this, don't cross that line. Now, for context, Private Johnson was somewhat of an anomaly in this world, with his, quote, unwillingness to die in glorious combat in the name of Super Earth, end quote. So here is the record of Private Markson, the recruit chosen to fill Johnson's empty pod. Man, I can't believe I got in a week early. Squashed some bugs good and proper, killed one of them with the butt of my own rifle. They were so weak, I worry the war will even be going on by the time it's my turn. Got my cape, it's cool how it waves in the wind. The pod was cold, but boy oh boy does it feel good to be the hero. After completing the training process, you go to your ship. The ship is the second place every Helldiver will visit, and many will spend the majority of their enlisted time. And boy oh boy, is it a beauty. Gun racks, munitions, and resources galore are scattered around, while excited crew members shower you in praise and encouragement. You are the mighty Helldiver. There's even a monitor so you can keep up with your instruction from General Brash with his brash tactics. It's a solid little hub, but you might notice that you never hear anyone complaining about how managed democracy is bad, or not really democracy at all. Nobody questions the state of how the human race is going, or even asks you to question it.
Some of the crew like to talk about what they'll do when the war is over. I don't allow that sort of thing.
I'm hoping to raise my citizenship level by the time I retire. If I ever have kids, I'd want them to be able to purchase a small pet someday, like a goldfish.
The enemies on the battlefield are one thing, but at least they're out in the open. It's the traitors among us I truly hate.
My god, it's just like the classroom scene all over again. There is no call to action, no request to change things. There isn't even anything you can do to change it. You are counted among what Super Earth considers its best, first and last line of defense. So surely with enough deployments and proven loyalty, you can work your way up and change things from the inside for the better. It's written somewhere that Helldivers' survival rate is 20%. Survival rates, not casualty rate, survival rates per mission. Each operation you play in this game normally consists of 2 to 3 missions bundled together. And it's not like they respawn you. No, when you die on a mission, you drop back in after a reinforcement point has been approved for usage. Then you can run and reacquire anything that you lost previously. But wait, what's this?
Reporting to the front.
Is that a different voice? Oh yeah, cause the last guy, he's dead as hell. His body is still there, cooling on the dirt. You're now the next schmuck, sent in to finish the job that he fucked up. The character you have been playing as, the hero who was picked from the masses and made it through the rigorous training that many others have died attempting. They're dead in the dirt. You can't do anything about your situation. If anything, you're not even playing as a character who can make these decisions for themselves, but as a collective of individuals all drawn together by this weird, fucked up devotion to charging headfirst into death screaming. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, subtlety. So Super Earth and Managed Democracy are the worst. But like in 40K, what other option do we got? The bugs? The aliens are the most hated enemy, and for good reason, as all of us playing have been stabbed, bit, tentacled, shot again, chainsawed, burnt alive, and blown to chunky salsa by all of them. They are evil. The aggressors, the ones who come to snuff out the light of the human race. The other. Surely, though, Super Earth wouldn't be lying about any of this, would they? Gods, I love this game. Anyway, quick update, but I am back, trying to get a couple of new things I'm really excited about out the door, so you guys can check them out. I was trying to do a little more of a concise ramble on this one, but I got a lot of thoughts on Helldivers, so check the video's runtime to see how well I did. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Expect more Helldivers in the future, and I will see you guys wherever our stories may lead.